Hello, my lovely duckies, and welcome to the Boneyard. And as always, I am your host, Caster. Now, I promised everybody I would make a video on my NES collection, and here we are. I've been kind of waiting to do this one because it's, quite frankly, it's quite a lot to talk about because, as old Caster rambles on. So, anywho, duckies, we got quite a bit of stuff to get through, so I'm going to try to go a little bit faster than normal. I'm going to do this in two parts. Part one will be just loose carts, and the second part will be CIB, complete in boxes, and, accessories and systems I have, and other little special things. But anywho, Doug, enough with that, so let's get on with this. So, now, the first two cards I'm going to show, I do own loose cards and CIB versions. So, because I don't really want to play or open up the boxes, and I want to play with those cards, so I usually try to find loose versions of my CIB ones, obviously. So, but these two are from a CIB that I've carefully taken out, and I really do need to go and get some loose cards of them. But until then, I play them. But okay, so after this, it's all copies. So these are from CIBs. So first off, oddly enough, they're both from Sunsoft. Batman, yes, Batman the video game, probably one of the best movie games ever created. This is based off the 1988, I believe, 1988. No, excuse me, 1989 movie with Michael Keaton, and it's a very good action platformer if you've not seen it. But it doesn't really, it's not really faithful to the game. My theory is that this was actually a different game, and they kind of did a Doki Doki Panic on this and just did a sprite swap and called it a Batman game. But either way, it's really fun. So pick it up if you don't have it, or if you have some way to play it, try it. All right, and the second one is a really odd one. Fester's Quest. Basically, you play as Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, and you fight aliens. It's a very weird premise, also by Sunsoft, and I recommend playing with some kind of turbo option with your controller because, yeah, you're really gonna need it to enjoy it. It's really hard to mash that button with a regular controller, but yeah, I like playing with the NES Advantage myself. And yeah, it's a lot of people hate this game, but me, I personally like it. Yeah, I understand it's not the best game, but I don't know. For me, it's pretty good. It's from a top-down version, and you just go or top-down perspective, and you go through the neighborhood, and you try to eliminate the alien menace with all kinds of gadgets and stuff. And you'll notice that some of these carts will have protectors, dust protectors. Some don't. It's just because I just don't happen to have enough. I really need to order some. But this is the actual original one that came with this. And I believe the one that's in this is still in the box. I just didn't take it out. So yeah. They do make replacement ones. And so you don't have to buy like the original ones, which can kind of get a little bit pricey, especially the ones that have the Nintendo logo on them. But you can get replacement ones that are real cheap. All right. So, anyways, two fun games. So we gotta get going. We got quite a bit here. All right. So I guess we'll start with the classics. I mean, where else to start? So we'll go ahead and start with let's see here. Super Mario Brothers, and this is the Super Mario Brother Duck Hunt, which I think everybody and their mother has like 4 or 6 copies of. It is crazy. This was a pack-in game for the NES, and if you have a modern TV, you can't play Duck Hunt. You need a CRT TV to play to play because the light gun doesn't pick it up on a modern TV. So this pretty much is this pretty much is unplayable. But you can play Mario Brothers, and this was really cool. But yeah, so, and I have a manual for it, which is actually really, if you look at it, really good condition. Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet you never knew that thing was called a Buzzy Beetle. Oh yeah. Or a Cheep. I always called it like the squib, it's a blooper. And Bowser, King of the Koopa. So, so really when people called him King Koopa, that's not really, untrue, So anyways, yeah, Super Mario Brothers. Everyone knows what it is. No really need to explain. Save the princess. Everybody knows what Mario is. I mean, my God, he's Mario. I think Mario is like just as recognizable as Mickey Mouse. I mean, come on. And then we have Super Mario Brothers 2, obviously, and these are the replacement dust covers. By the way, you have to like some assemblies required, but they're actually pretty good. They hold up quite nice. And truth be told, this is actually Old Caster's favorite Mario game of the NES trilogy. Yeah, I don't know. Some people don't like it. I don't know. I don't care. This is my favorite. I do love 3 and I do love 1, but Mario 2 always has a place in my heart. So this is my favorite one. I love playing this one more than the others, but I do love the other ones too. And then I have not 1 but 2 copies of Super Mario Bros. 3. Now you're like, Caster, why the hell do you have 2 copies of Super Mario Bros. 3? Well, well, one was owned by Clayton Moore, obviously. But no, I think this one I got from a yard sale, or not a yard sale, but a flea market. Did not see that part on it. I think it was like in the thing like that. And I did not think I had a Super Mario 3. I got it for $10. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Got home, played it, loved it. But then, like a couple weeks ago, old Caster was going through the garage and happened to find a copy of Super Mario 3. I was like, well, son of a bitch. So now I have 2. So what to do with them, I don't know. Just gave them until like maybe somebody comes along and says, hey, can I have Super Mario Brothers 3? Now, interesting note, there is a copy, there is a variant of Super Mario 3 where the Brothers is over here. And if you have that copy, that's actually kind of rare, and it's actually worth a little bit of money. So if you have a copy of Super Mario 3, check that out. You might have a nice little money bundle in your hand. Alright, so now we're going to get into, real quick, Dr. Mario. Yep, Dr. Mario, really fun game. It's like tech. Alright, Duckies, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. Okay, so next up is Dr. Mario. And for those who don't know, I don't know how you don't know, but yeah, it's like Tetris, a puzzle kind of a puzzle game, similar to something like Puyo Puyo or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, where you have to basically line up the different colors of these pills and destroy these viruses. But yeah, it's a really fun game. This is actually kind of something I put on to actually get, to relax. Oddly enough, I can sit there and play this for hours and just, kind of melt the stress away. I don't know, maybe that's why it's called Dr. Mario. But yeah, honestly, the Mario part is just slapped on there to sell. I mean, you could have done anything on here. You could have had like Dr. Steve or whatever, because Mario is kind of inconsequential to this. So yeah, they just threw Mario on there pretty much just to move units, because it's not really a very complicated game at all, And all right, so let's get into some other ones that I have here. And of course, we have more classics. So let's get into them. We have Metroid. Oh yeah, yes, awesome. And yeah, one of my all-time favorite games. Confusing as hell. Yeah, one of the games that actually required a password. And yeah, it was one of the only earlier Nintendo games. And yeah, very very classic game, and it actually had the twist that you're actually playing as a female the entire time when you're playing as Samus Aran. So yeah, very very great game. If you've never played it, pick it up. You can find it this is one of the games that you can find anywhere. You don't have to play it on the NES. They got it on. Pretty sure they have it on the NES Classic. You can get it up on the virtual store on the Switch or Wii U or whatever. And yeah, so Metroid, awesome classic game. Don't really need to talk about it because everyone knows about it. And then let's see here, quite possibly one of the hardest freaking games to play ever, Ninja Gaiden, and Ninja Gaiden 2, the Dark Sword of Chaos. Now, I've played Ninja Gaiden quite a bit, never beaten it, really would like to. Extremely hard, as everyone knows. And also, I've never really played Ninja Gaiden 2. I have it, obviously, but, I kind of want to beat 2 before I play 1, because, there is kind of a story to it. I popped it in and played it just a little bit just to see, and it pretty much plays exactly like the first one. So yeah, and I believe one of the selling points on the CIB version is that it says hard to beat. So yeah, they're not lying. So anyways, yeah, 2 classic great games from Tecmo. Oh man, if you really want to get pissed off, Ninja Gaiden 2 is what you should do. All right, so then we have quite possibly another one of my all-time favorite NES games, Wizards and Warriors. Oh yeah, look at that artwork, baby. Oh yeah, so good. Seal of quality, and we'll get to that in a minute because this little seal of quality has kind of cost me a little bit of trouble. Anywho, foreshadowing. All right, so Wizards and Warriors. Kind of like a side-scrolling game, action platformer. You do not look like this, by the way. You look like a little dinky armored knight. But yeah, I really like this. This is a really, really fun game. Exploration is the name of the game here, and trial and error, and you get different items and stuff to help you along your way. And yeah, it's a really, really fun game. And let's see here. And then Iron Sword 2, Wizards and Warriors 2. Now, I've never really played this much. Mostly played Wizards and Warriors 1. I really need to pop this in and give it a really good try to beat it. Really funny though is on the cover here, for a lot of young Duckies who don't know, this is actually Fabio. The name is this man right here. Famous male model, and he was kind of like a sex symbol for a long time. Oh yeah, and he used to be on commercials for I think it was like I Can't Believe It's Not Butter brand of margarine. And he of course he was on he was a model for like covers on like romance novels, because the man it does have a body of an Adonis, and yeah, so that's kind of funny. Oddly enough, he one of the more famous things that happened to him was in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which I've been to. I'm actually a native resident of Virginia Beach, Virginia, and in Williamsburg, Virginia, he went to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which is a theme park, and he rode this roller coaster called the Big Bad Wolf. And what was really funny is one of those hanging roller coasters, and famously a bird was flying and smacked him right in the damn face. And so yeah, I remember watching that on the news. They showed him getting off, and his face was just completely bloody, where the bird had actually broken his nose. But yeah, that was actually pretty funny. But I thought it was hilarious when I first saw this game, and I was like, wait a minute, is that Fabio? But and also, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but or if anybody's kind of thought of this, but in the first stage of this game, right, there's a section of the game music, the background music, that sounds like an 80s power ballad. Like, really freaking close to it. So I don't know. And the date is like, this game came out like, I don't know if I got the year here, but this game came out like, I think like a year after that power ballad. So maybe the music designer was listening to it on the radio and was like, hey, I like that riff there. But yeah. So anyways, I'm going to have a nice little pile here because we got a lot of games to get through. Okay. All right. So that's actually the first stack of games, if you can believe it. All right. So let's get on to the second stack, shall we? So, classic JRPG and the original from the start of it, the progenitor, rather, that's the word I'm looking for, the progenitor of the entire Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest franchise. That's Dragon Warrior 1. And I absolutely love Dragon Warrior 1, and I love the artwork so much so that I actually have a poster of it hanging up, and I just love this artwork. And yeah, I've always loved Dragon Warrior, and it is a bit slow, kind of a slow grind, but what do you expect? It's the first one, so they're still kind of working out, the kinks out. But yeah, classic game, and one of the first games to actually have a battery save on it. And a little note, yes, officially they're not called game cartridges, they were called game packs with a K. So yeah. Oh yeah, battery saves. We take it for granted now, saying we a game, but back in the day, that was a huge thing, especially with something like this where you'd have to save your progress. This would take you, days, weeks, months to beat, depending on how good or fast you were. But anyways, okay, so again, one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. And so getting to other RGBs excuse me, I cannot talk today. Speaking of JRPGs and RPGs really, and progenitors of lines, let's get into the legend itself, The Legend of Zelda. No introduction needed, honestly. I believe this was like a rental copy, and you can see it's been really yeah, it's in a pretty bad shape. Yeah. And but I picked it up because it was like $5, so I thought, and why not? Didn't have a copy at the time, and I thought, yeah, I'll go ahead and get this up. So luckily I do have a CIB that's in a lot better condition. And again, battery backups. All right, and also the controversial Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, and then a much better. Look at that glistening, much better quality here. And honestly, I like Zelda 2. I don't know why people give it. It is kind of hard, and people are like, "Oh, it's not like other Zelda games." Well, I mean, honestly, the only one before this was this, so you really didn't have much to compare to. So they're just trying new things, Ducky. And yeah, I like this game. It is different from the other Zelda games, but you know what? So what? I absolutely love this game. A lot of great memories playing it. And if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It is hard, quite hard though. And very cryptic, like a lot of Nintendo is. Alright, so another progenitor. Yes, the original Final Fantasy. And I believe, yes, also battery backup. Yep, I have actually not played the original Final Fantasy. I've played played like later ports of it, but not actually on the NES. So, and I played the PlayStation remake of it. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I played remakes of it, not ports. But yeah, I've never actually played the original. I really need to sit down. A lot of these I really just need to sit down and really play and get into it. I play a lot of the the games you can just pop in and play a couple rounds for a while and then put up. But I've never actually played. I don't play a lot of the games that you really need to sit down and sink your teeth into. And I really need to do that because to do this justice. And yeah, play the first one. It's much different from the rest of the series, obviously, because this is the first one. But give it a try if you can. And let's see here. Another classic. Blaster Master. Oh yeah, and I got the booklet to go with it. Blaster Master is a weird game, but it's really fun because you play as you drive this car, and you got all kinds of like gadgets and stuff that you can unlock, and yeah, it's like an action platformer with this little car, and then your guy can get out, and you can shoot with your little pea shooter, and there's some stages where you actually have to get out, but yeah, it's pretty good, really good action platformer, really fun, and it's by Sunsoft, not Squaresoft. And yeah, so check that out. And let's see here. Get that back in there. Alright, so we gotta speed this up here. Alright, because the battery's dying on the camera. Oh, spilled a bunch of them. Alright, now these were on, a couple of these here were on the Retro Roundup, previous episode. So really, I'm not gonna really talk too much. But if you want to see more of them, go watch the last episode of the Retro Roundup. I think Retro Roundup issue 2. You have Kabuki Quantifiers, Zexel, and Cybernoids. So, yeah, go ahead and check out that one. Basically, this plays a lot like the Batman game. This one, I have no idea what the hell's going on. And this one's kind of like a trial and error game. Try to get through each different screen and conquer it. It's like kind of like a puzzler almost. So yeah, check those out on the Retro Roundup. And out of the three of these, I like Kabuki Quantifier the most. This is the one I actually really play. These ones I just kind of got because I didn't have them, and this one looked really familiar as a kid, so I picked it up. But this one, nah, not really liking it so much. This one, I'd like to sit down and play, but I have no idea what the hell's going on. I'd like to get a booklet or something. And then Kabuki Quantifier, really awesome, good action platformer. But again, plays a lot like Batman, which might have been the inspiration for it. Alright, so then we have a game that I have not played at all. And apparently owned by a Chris Miller. Don't know who that is. And yeah. But yeah, it's really, really dirty. Yeah. Can't remember where I got this from, but yeah, it's a really dirty copy, and I've never really played it, so I can't really say anything about it. I don't know anything about it. I've never played it. It's just I don't know where the hell I got it from. I just remember it was in the old garage next to that Super Mario 3. So I don't know. Is it good or bad? I don't know. You tell me, Ducky. Leave a comment below. But yeah, now, I played the other Simpsons game, the one with the was Bart versus the Space Mutants. I played that, and I played this one, so I can't really tell you. So sorry, what can I say? All right, then we got Low G Man, really weird game, because you fly, not really fly, but you can jump really high because low gravity, and you have a gun which you freeze enemies, and I don't really know anything because I don't have the manual, so I don't really know the story or anything. But you freeze enemies with a gun, and then you jump on top of them, or you freeze them in midair, and you have a spear that you either shove up or shove down, and you kill them that way. And yeah, it's kind of a weird platformer. It's not bad. It's just weird. It's actually kind of fun, but I really need to sit down and try to beat this. I really need to get the manual for it so I know what the hell I'm doing. Especially with the power-ups. You get power-ups, I have no idea what they do. I just, select them and try to find out what they do. I think a lot of us did that back in the day. Oh, boy. Collapsed. Alright. Now we're getting through this really quickly. And Ducktales. This is also on the issue, or episode of the Retro Roundup. And really... excuse me. Pardon me. Really, 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 really fun game. One of the more famous ones. I don't know who the hell JT is, but I got this from a I don't know where I got this from a game shop, and no, they did not mark 10 on the back, so I don't know what the hell happened, but I paid $30 for this. So somebody sold this in a yard sales. I guess it was JT's. Sold it to somebody for 10, and then they sold it to a GameStop or a game shop somewhere. But yeah, I picked this up, and I need to really clean that off. Shoot with alcohol should be fine. But yeah, Ducktales. I mean, what can I say? It's a classic. Everyone should know it. Really awesome. Moon Stage. It is the best song in this game. Alright. Now we're finally getting on the final stack of games. And we're going to get into, let's see here, another classic series. Get into the Mega Man series. Oh yeah. So we have Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, and Mega Man 6. I need to get 1 and 5. Apparently those are like the most expensive for some reason. I do not know. Yes, these are actually pretty expensive games. I bought this one for 26. I think I bought this one for like 26 also. I spent about maybe $30 on this one. And this one I actually have. This one was actually in the garage also. So I had a stack of these. I don't know. Stack of games out in the garage. I don't know. But I had this. And this one goes for, quite a pretty penny also. So yeah. If you know Mega Man, I mean, you gotta fight. Kind of like a rock, paper, scissors mechanic. Where you fight one boss. And it's kind of like the harder fight. It's kind of weird because like the first boss fight you fight is the harder one. And then you take that boss's power and use it against like another boss, but you gotta find out which boss that works against. And so each boss is weak to another boss's weapon. And then when you find that weakness, it's like boom, 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 dead. 2 hits and they're dead. But yeah, so we got the Mega Man collection here. I really need to get 1 and 5. I know. Man, I think 5 is actually, for some reason, I think 5 is more expensive than the first one, which is really crazy. And they're like, I think it was like $60. And then the first one, at the time of this video, it could have, I don't know, it could be higher or lower, I don't know. But really, really expensive. So, yeah, got the Mega Man collection here. And I always love the artwork, a lot better than the than the famous first one. But as you can see, the progression here, where you got like a little bit more like a dude. And this is the one where he looks more like what he's supposed to, except he's really goofy looking. Still kind of goofy looking. And then by the time we got 6, he looks more like how he normally looks, today. Alright. And then, quite possibly a game I really hate in my collection. The Adventures of Billy Bayou. It's really 2 different games. You got a side-scroller beat-em-up, kind of like Double Dragon, and a light gun game. And I hate both. What can you say? I don't like this game. If you do, good for you, Dougie. Me, it's not for me. Then I got Street Fighter 2010. Also on an episode of the Retro Roundup. And I got this for $10.75, yeah. And I have Captain Commando that came with it. Even though this is not, obviously not the one that goes with it. But I played it, and it's kind of a weird, again, kind of platformer. You can actually watch I think the Angry Video Game Nerd actually did a video on this, so go check out his video. I have not really played this much. I kind of played it for like 5 minutes and was like, meh. But, I don't know, to each his own. And it's made by Capcom, so it's kind of weird. Street Fighter. Alright, so we're going to get to the last few games that I got of loose carts. Finally got through this. Believe me, I've been flying through this because I could talk like a story about every single game here. But, so we're going to get into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, I know. I know, Ducky. Yep, it's very terrible condition. I picked this up for I think $7 at a flea market. A lot of people don't like this game. They say it's really hard, really bad. I like it. It is hard. Not unbeatable. But I've never beaten it. But I remember as a kid, I never had this game. But man, I used to have friends that come over and bring this, and I absolutely loved it. And if I could convince them to let me borrow it for the weekend, that was my entire weekend. I absolutely love this game. And I don't know where it went to. But I did actually have a replacement label that I've been meaning to actually take this off and put it on there. But, Yeah, it's a reproduction label, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I just got kind of lazy and didn't do it. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or in Britain, it's Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And so finally, we're down to the last 3 games, and we're gonna do them all real quick because they're Castlevania, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, and Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. Take your pick. They're all pretty good. I do like Castlevania. Really fun. Really fun game. This is the problem child right here. This is the one that everyone, bitches about. And honestly, it is. It is kind of a really pain in the neck to play. Really cryptic. A little more open world. But, yeah, it's, oh man. It is hard. Best try to figure out what the hell you gotta do. And, Castlevania 3. Dracula's Curse. Probably the Eugene, are you choking on a hand? Okay, I'll have to deal with that here in a little bit. Anyways, we got Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, probably the best one of them all. We actually play as 3 different characters, and yeah, really awesome. And this is actually, I think, my favorite of the 3. I think everyone's favorite, but yeah, I think my favorites go in order of Castlevania 3, then 1, and then 2. But leave in the comment section which one of these games you like, which is your favorite of all the ones I had. What am I missing from my collection? I mean, obviously, still not done collecting. But yeah, this is, as the time of this video, this is what I got. Always still collecting, always still looking out. Of course, because of the pandemic, it's kind of hard to go and get new games. So yeah, Ducky, I really enjoyed talking with you with my loose carts. Of course, we have a part 2 coming up with a lot more stuff in there. So, anyways, Ducky, Merry Christmas, and stay safe, and please be good to each other.